after I saw the New Mutants, I went and saw the personal history of David Copperfield. At the title, right? I had to double check. It's a pretty long ass title. Um, I kind of feel like an idiot when talking about this movie because man, when I heard of this title, I can't be the only one. Please tell me I'm not the only one. When I heard this title for this movie, my mind automatically went to, they're making a biopic about David Copperfield, a magician? I thought that, alright? Fuck you if you did. Don't judge me. Like, that, I think that's a reasonable fucking answer, like, to think. A thing to think. And somebody's like, no, you idiot. This is a Charles Dickens book that they're adapting. I'm like, oh, huh. I didn't know Charles Dickens made anything other than Christmas Carol. I'm just joking. I know he made more than Christmas Carol. But I'm like, okay. It's like, it was a little warming when I like saw the casting when I thought like it was the movie about the magician, and I saw that it was Dev Patel playing the titular character of David Copperfield. I'm like, I don't think David Copperfield was Indian, but I might be wrong. That's a different casting. I'm like, they're like, no, you idiot! It's not about fucking the magician. I'm like, oh, all right. So like, I was like, why the fuck? I was like, is the guy a magician in the movie now? I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I felt like an idiot. So. I felt like I did really a lot when I realized that. So, yeah, this movie I got a trailer for a few times before the pandemic hit, and I'd heard pretty good things about it. It was one of those trailers that went in one ear, went out the other. I really didn't know what to make of it. Like I've seen Charles Dickens adaptations of his other books, and I liked them. I still liked Christmas Carol and all that other shit, but I was like, whatever. I was like, I went in with an open mind. I like Dev Patel. I like seemed like a pretty damn good cast in it, and you know what? I liked it. I did. I liked it a lot. I did. It was a pretty fun film. Even though I was very tired, and at some points this movie did start to wear on me. I'll talk about it in a minute, but yeah, I liked it. It was a decent little movie. This movie has its own charm. It's definitely a wacky little movie. It's a movie that definitely feels like a Charles Dickens book. It was adapting a Charles Dickens book because like the tropes you'd see in a Charles Dickens story is definitely in this movie. It definitely feels like one of his books. I was not surprised that he made one. Just had like a lot of characters that seem like something you would see in a Charles Dickens book. I like Dev Patel. I think he's a really fucking good actor. He's always really charming and likable, and he plays, for some reason, always the guy who's living in the gutter who goes from rags to riches, and I'm like, why the hell does he keep doing that role? But he's good at doing it, I guess. He's pretty good at. He's been typecasted all the goddamn time now with that fucking role, but he's good. Like he's likable, and he's really like a good actor. I've enjoyed him in everything I've seen. This movie's got a fucking great cast. It's got Tilda Swinton plays his aunt. She's great. She's Tilda Swinton playing Tilda Swinton. Basically, if she was the aunt of Dev Patel. You got Hugh Laurie as her the cousin of Cousin Dick. I'm not making it up. That's not his name's Cousin Dick. Get over it. Who is the cousin of Tilda Swinton? Hugh Laurie's great. Who's got like this. Ever since the beheading of Charles the First or something like that, Charles the Third or First. I'm sorry if it's been a long day. He believes that the thoughts of Charles the First, Charles the Third Order, went into his head, and he keeps thinking his thoughts, and he don't know what to do with them. He tries to write them all down or something like that. He's very eccentric. Every character this guy meets, Dev Patel meets, is very eccentric. That's pretty much all this movie is. It's like him throughout his life meeting all these really eccentric people, like in different periods of his life. Isn't John Boyega in this movie too? He's very briefly in this fucking movie. I know he was briefly in this movie. I know he was. John Boyega was in this movie. I swear to God he was in this movie. He wasn't? Wasn't he the guy who fucking was working with him in the factory? I swear to God that was John Boyega. If not, I feel horribly racist. Somebody in the comments tell me if John Boyega was in this movie. But I swear, if somebody that looked like him was in this movie, but he was as this guy who was kind of befriending Dev Patel when he was working in this factory that his stepdad sent them to work and to be away from home because he was being disobedient. Who's that guy who played the guy he lived with in the factory? I know I've seen him before and shit. No. Well, Peter Capaldi? Peter Capaldi? I don't know. Who's really fucking great, a great British actor I've seen a million times. And if you just see his face, you see he's very funny in this movie. Ben Winshaw is like a villain in this movie. That was kind of fun. The guy who plays Q from the recent James Bond movies. You don't know who he is. He was like this really snivelly villain in this movie. I also got Benedict Wong from what the hell is his name? That guy from Doctor Strange. The guy who's like the hell's that? Damn it! I'm trying looking for. He plays. Who the hell is he playing? That guy? Or Wong. He plays Wong. Benedict Wong plays Wong and Doctor Strange. That's pretty fucking funny. I didn't realize that. That's actually really fucking funny. Now, he plays Wong. Benedict Wong plays Wong. He plays like this financier that guy who runs the school that Dev Patel works or goes to at one point in his life. He's really good in this movie. There's a lot of fucking great actors, like I said, in this movie. Numerous people. Like I said, this movie has its own charm. It's all these wacky characters. It's a movie about basically this guy's life, all the trials and tribulations he goes through, trying to go from rags to riches. And he's basically telling the story. He's the narrator. He's basically telling the story like to an audience. At the beginning of the movie, and that's the setup, basically, if you don't know the story. I did like this movie, and I really did. This movie started to drag a little bit for me. There was points in this movie, I'm like, towards the end, I'm like, is this movie over yet? What fucking else can this movie do? It felt like this movie could end at any point, and it just kept going. It's 2 hours, but it felt like it kept going and going and going. And like, okay, I want to go home eventually. Like, I don't want to be here until 5 o'clock in the morning. I liked this movie. It was fine. I recommend it. It's better than New Mutants. Man, they gotta really start stepping up with some of these movies. Like, it make me feel like it's worth risking getting coronavirus watching these movies because, man, they've been so far. Words of the Bat from Walls being the best one I've seen so far. Unhinged was fun. Yeah. So was Tulsa in its own way, even though I don't recommend it ever seeing that in a theater, but I did fucking have a ball watching that movie. It's like, man, I hope things get better. And then look at next month, and it's all fucking only 2 movies, really big movies coming out, are Tenet and Greenland, and also like Broken Hearts Gallery. I think those are only 3 fucking movies coming out in September, and the rest there's nothing else. Like Antebellum's coming out on demand. I know we're not getting that. We didn't get Bill. By the way, I didn't get Bill and Ted because movie theaters are having a hissy fit. That a lot of studios are putting their movies on demand at the same time that they're in theaters, and even though that they're promoting, doing, or putting in the theaters like a bunch of re-releases of movies that have been out on DVD and at home video for like fucking ages, but they have problems with them fucking releasing movies on demand and in theaters at the same time. It makes no fucking sense to me. Whatever. I mean, this is unprecedented time. Just fucking release these movies, man, in theaters and on demand. I understand why studios are doing it. I understand why movie theaters are pissed, but also at the same time, just fucking put them both out at the same time. As far as trailers, I did get one trailer. That new Pixar movie, Soul. It's kind of a more extended version about this jazz musician that's like a high school or middle school teacher who falls on a fucking falls on a hole, and his soul travels up into this like in between world between Earth and heaven or something like that, and he's not ready, and he ends up falling into another different part of the world, and it's weird. It looks pretty cool. It looks different. It looks like Pixar trying to do something new and different, which is cool. I'm fine with that. So yeah, that's as far as trailers. Tomorrow they're starting to do an early release of Tenet. I don't know if I'll be seeing it tomorrow. I probably will. If I do, I definitely be posting a review probably in the next couple of days. But I'll be seeing it here tomorrow or sometime this week. But until then, I will talk to you guys later.